I made Suika Game in Unreal Engine. If you don't know what Suika Game is, it's basically this matching fruits game where every time you match two fruits, it transforms into another fruit. And it goes in this order. Your goal is simple, just reach high score without letting any fruits fall outside the box. Look, I have only started learning Unreal Engine recently. Not only that, I'm completely beginner to game dev, which is why after few months of learning and trying random stuff, I decided to try making easy games in Unreal to understand it better. So first thing I started was by modeling this box and tested with simple colored balls to check the functionality. But as an idiot, I forgot to record it. But it doesn't matter, there were too many bugs and it's just a prototype. I then simply created a spawner that moves with mouse. But later in the development, I just changed it to keyboard. The way we choose a fruit that needs to be spawned is randomized, but you see this random integer node, it caused me problems for hours. And for Unreal Engine, finding solutions for a problem you face is tough. There is not many Reddit posts about it. The issue was simply, when a fruit is created, we also set a variable called fruit index to its index in the array. This way we can check whether the colliding fruit is of the same index, and if they are, we can simply join them. But as the fruit index and the fruit spawn was not getting set correctly, it simply just didn't join. But then I asked the same question in Unreal Discord and decided to work on next part till then. Making progress is the way to stay motivated, so I leave my problems for my future self. Then I decided to flex my 3D skills and modeled some fruits. Okay, don't laugh. I modeled these 3 fruits for now with very questionable drawn faces, but don't worry, I changed them later to something better. Remember 2 minutes before I sent a message on Discord for my random integer issue? I'd already gotten response in 5 minutes of me sending that message. But I was too focused on creating these masterpieces that I missed it. Turns out for each pin from a random integer node, it runs the function because it's a pure functional. I thought this function just generates a number and stores it. Didn't know it creates a random integer for each connection. So all I really had to do was save this random integer in a variable and use it wherever I need it. Wait, but why do we need random integer in the first place? Well, I had created an array of fruits and I simply passed an index from that array to spawn a random fruit. I also limited it to the first 5 fruits so that it does not spawn the watermelon directly. Also, because I had created an array, it just takes me few seconds to add or remove any fruits to the game. If you want to learn more about it, I have linked a video on the description where I explain the whole blueprint. After this, I implemented the join and spawn next fruit system. Initially, I didn't really decided to make the game really 3D and only wanted to have 3D elements, but at this point, my motivation was burning. It just felt fun to create something that doesn't stick to the original. So now you can move the camera around. I also switched the movement of the spawner to PWSD on keyboard and the camera movement to mouse as it just felt better. And as a good developer, I didn't face any issues when doing that. Okay, what the hell. I also didn't really add limit to the movement of spawner, so this is possible. I then focused on improving my fruits. Not that they were not perfect before. I used Blender to make this, and one thing to tell you guys, if you make something with Eevee engine, baking texture is annoying and not possible, I think. So the toon shaders I made with Eevee didn't work, but luckily Cycles also had a toon shader and I used that to bake the textures on my fruit. I added all the fruits and did the collision fiction for some of them and got bored, so some of them just have a bigger collision than their body. I already had a system going, so just adding the new fruit meshes was enough to make it all work. Now I was more focused on making the game look more good. I added an environment, added a light mode and dark mode, added ability to switch lights, but really I'm just changing the material from yellow to dark grey. Also I had to learn light mapping, that is picking lights, because I struggled with noisy shadows and I've been facing this noisy shadows issue in all my Unreal projects and lots of people are saying that's just how real-time light works. So baking definitely improved the noisy issue a bit. But as you can see, when I switch lights, I mean the material, the fruit in the environment don't change the lighting as they were baked. But at this point I just didn't care. Also, if the surrounding fruits were distracting, I added an ability to hide it, for which basically I'm just moving them down outside the map area as I don't see any visibility option on foliage. Added some simple sounds, added an option to change graphics with G key as the movement of the spawner speed changed based on the frame rate. So I didn't really know how to fix it at that time. So I just made the game lock to 60 FPS, but even in ultra settings I don't even get 60 FPS and I don't know why, even though this is such a basic scene or basic game. created some basic menu, added point system, which is simple. I just added 10 points based on the fruit in order. So the first fruit joined is 10 points, second is 20, third is 30, and so on. I did a game over state, that is if a fruit touches the ground for 1 second, you're done. The reason I did 1 second timer is sometimes at the edge of the box, if two fruits join and new one pops up for a few frames, it might have some part of it sticking outside the box, and I don't want to trigger game over just for that. So adding 1 second timer helped a lot. Also, the fruits use physics, so you can simply collide fruits with the spawner, and rather than fixing this, I decided to keep it as a feature because I found it funny. It's not a bug, it's a feature. You can also throw the fruits a bit and also spin them. Finally, I packaged the project, and this is the result of all the hard work. And if you want to see how it works in details, then check in the description for the full explanation of the blueprint. So I actually recorded this before, but as soon as I started my game and dropped some fruits, my whole PC crashed, and I don't know why. Maybe because I increased the scalability level like way too high, and then I also had my Streamlabs recording the whole screen with my webcam. And my GPU has started to get old, so that makes sense, but I don't know why it crashed. It had zero reason to crash. But let's see, I'm just launching the game and let me see if I'm recording. Okay, I am recording. Let's start with light background, and my GPU is already at 99% usage. Okay, let's just see. Because I'm recording, I'm actually going to reduce the scalability to medium, so there is some jitteriness, but again I'm recording, so I don't know why. It should not actually be using this much GPU, but again, if you know anything about it, why it's using this much or anything, just let me know. It's such a basic game, why is it using like the highest freaking GPU processing power just for this much? So you could see on the left side, we can see like how many fruits we have combined. I think I didn't record or didn't decide to show it in my editing video, or like how I made it kind of stuff. Before you watched it before this basically. Okay, so we got beach around here. The lighting might be harsh now that I think about it, right? Or am I just being stupid? Can someone tell me? Okay, there we go. You know, if I don't move this and if I just use this much, it is kind of confusing because it's hard to get like the real location. If I don't move this, I can actually hide this, go in light mode, but the fruits have not like changed the lightings. Let's try it like this. Actually no, we will do the light mode for the dark mode when we play the dark mode level. I have found some bugs here and there, like sometimes it would just like oh. So there's the culprit. I should have made it that I could hide the surrounding fruits when I'm in game over, so that we can see which fruit has dropped. I actually just didn't, I forgot to add that, so now I cannot like see. So but we know that this is the fruit, so hard game I think. And actually I found that it's harder to get watermelon. I've played it and it is actually hard to get like 2 watermelons. I don't know how it just turned out to be like that. I thought it would be like easy because I didn't add any like I didn't add any skill level basically. I didn't add any difficulty type. I just made it without thinking much, just trying to recreate, and it automatically turned like difficult. How about we do some spinning action? There we go. It is spinning. It's still spinning. Okay, you could see like because I didn't do collision fixing for everything because I was like bored. But when it comes to like doing repetitive stuff, I just get bored, and doing the collision fixing was like one of it. I actually thought I didn't really need to do that. I could just use the complex collisions, but turns out it is like way too it costs like way too computational resources, so it just uses simple one. And we can create like simple collision in Blender and then like use a different mesh for the collision and stuff, something like that. but yeah, whatever. I just try to get like watermelon. That's my only goal. 2 watermelons. I don't care about high score for now. I'm not even thinking at the start of the level. I'm just placing stuff. Just someone just let me know why there's this optimization issue that in my game. Even though I thought I didn't really need to think about optimization considering how like low level this game is, or like low graphics, or everything's just low. And if you want to know what I've just used like 1 directional lighting and 4 rectangle lighting, so area lighting 4. That's all I've used, and I've baked all of them. Like I think only one of them is not baked. Maybe I cannot remember because there's some error or something. Ooh. Okay. Oh, I should have joined them. There we go. So we have 1 pineapple ready. Oh. See, my spawner blocked it. My cat is just there. So my spawner blocked it. That's like functionality that I added. It was definitely planned, right guys? Nobody needs to know. See, it just popped outside that box. I don't know how to fix that. How do I fix that? And even like, because I have increased like the how like it shouldn't just go outside that box. I've done all the collision things in here. Do I add extra collision? What do I do? Like it shouldn't just go outside like this. That's just, how do I fix that? I don't know. That's the first time I've saw that happening. Okay, that it just going outside the box completely. I've seen it going outside the box for a frame and then coming back inside because it like calculated later, which is why there's like a 1 second timer. It does not okay, are you not touching? That's like there's that computational. I forgot what I was saying, so whatever. The reason why I really want to get to watermelon is so that I can add this clip at the end of the video. That's my only reason. It's not like I want to get like high score or anything. I just want to get that stuff. Okay. So what do we? That's a peach. No, that's a tomato. I think I shouldn't have like light mapped the the toon shaders. What is this called? Like the shadows. Maybe I should have kept it dynamic. I didn't think it at that time, because if you look at the original game, the shadows and everything, that the shiny part is, it just like it's not real time, even if it like rotates differently. So I wanted to like keep it like that, but maybe because I'm using an Unreal Engine or 3D engine, I should have tried it. I'm working on another. I'm not working, I've already done it. I did it. Okay, so you could see one thing happened, that because the fruit spawn was at top and the new fruit that spawned on my spawner was the same fruit that touched it, there's no fruit on my spawner yet because it has already joined and then turned into another one. All I had to do is click left once and it just shows up. I didn't have to fix. Okay, last try. If I don't get watermelon this time, because we are not even reaching the cantaloupe yet, so let me just try it like seriously this time. What should I do? I can just press it inside, make like a squash. Is it called a squash? There's something called squash, I know, which is made with fruits. Why did I place it there? I'm never making this game. I didn't even reach cantaloupe. I've joined 2 pineapple and made like a cantaloupe, but I never reached cantaloupe. I guess that's all. I don't know if I can like make this game public so that people can play. I'm not going to make it paid, obviously. I don't know about copyright issues or anything. I doubt there would be copyright issues because it's just like a learning kind of game, trying to make like no profit or anything. So not sure, but yeah, thanks for watching. I'm not reaching watermelon, so yeah, thanks for watching.